Yeah, okay. Kom maar, kom. Nee, nee, blijf hier. Nee, oké. Nee, blijf hier. Okay. Out of the garbage into this beautiful passage that I so like. Leaving the city noise in the back. Man, this is crazy. It's nicht für uns. It's not for us. Hello, greetings. So today he's got a more adventurous discovery bounce in his stride again, because we've got 10 degrees temperature difference from, no, not even more, like 20 something today and 40 on the weekend. So he's got more energy, even though it doesn't look like it at the moment. But he's definitely more motivated now to, yeah, check. Nothing specific to film except our walking along this passage and any surprises that happen. We're on our way to reaching the fountain where he can get some refreshment if it's not too worn out from the hot days. Yeah, and he wants to walk further, but I have to keep it a bit manageable, because even though they announced rain, storms and everything every day, it's dripping a bit and I'm not dissolving. But if we get into heavy rain on our way back, when he's tired and hungry and then thinks he can just sleep under a tree, me standing next to it in the rain, that's not gonna be a good plan. So just now I filmed an episode like so many times before, but every time different. And now he remembers that he found something to eat here once before. And he wants to check. It's amazing. If one day they find something, even if I manage to pull him away on time, it's like they put a pin in the... Hey! Can't be distracted for 1 second. You just take the opportunity to grab something. So it's like he puts a pin in his map, you know? And that's where he knows on his navigational system where to check again next time. Look, the flowers are tired from the heat. While I'm distracted, he wants to go check for food. Rico, it's not that he's not getting anything at home. You know, you give us something decorated, a spoon of yogurt on top, and then he'll just bite into a piece of rotten shit outside. Sorry, YouTube, I just noticed always puts a blank on the transcript, on the subtitles when you swear. Maybe doesn't know these words. But that's what he eats outside with absolute preference. I actually had a nice episode with him in the fountain just now. And the camera, I didn't switch it on for some reason. I mean on, but not on record. Must be the weakness from the heat the days of this extreme temperature still. And then maybe the camera just knew best, because all I was actually talking about was that nothing much is happening. But it is still important to document, because Rico, something again. Because it means the progress on our journey is that look at this feline stroll type of majestic walk. Huh? That is shifting to more and more of this, hopefully with less and less interruptions of our peacefulness, because that then is our new baseline. And then, yeah, there are freak out reactive situations, but like I said in the video before, let's shift our attention to how quick the recovery is and not expect that triggers don't exist anymore, but because you have no control over the external circumstances, right? And yeah, so this kind of feline majestic stroll walk type, and there's even an emptied egg, nest baby egg. Yeah, so for an action-packed thriller movie lover, this relaxed, nothing happening feline type of stroll will be too boring, but those are not my present and future viewers. And now we need to cross the street, and I spare you the view of street. Okay, now I have to press and make extra strong sure that oh, he's checking if there's any grasshoppers now. Giving you the view of some wildflowers in feline relaxed stride. Oh, we don't need those right now, no? Maybe someone lifted himself up into the sky by anti-gravitational force and left the shoes on Earth. So as I switched off in the previous scene just now, we had to pass a little passage to, like a door, like a garden gate thing, to get out of the rose garden there. And as small narrowings and passages are stress points for territorial dogs. No eating, because space becomes narrower. It starts pressing, basically. The energy starts pressing. And yes, as could be expected, there was a lady arriving also with her dog. And instead of us now disappearing all the time, I decided this time we just proceed. Sometimes it's us first. Not to prove a point, but just because we don't have to evaporate every time, you know? And I could evaluate that it's not a total trigger breed for him, but it was a Maltese poodle, so yeah, he can be friendly with those, but it's dependent on the circumstances. And if it's a narrowing passage, like this exit out of the rose garden, he could think it's his passage. And then something happened which really is confusing to dog body language and communication progress, but clever dogs can learn that too. The woman just picked her dog up. Yes, then it's gone from that dimension, basically, from the two-dimensional into the third upwards. And now there's police patrolling the sandbox there. I'm not gonna necessarily let them dig in there in front of their nose. If they just pass and see it, they smile. But there's no need to provoke the dog. I mean, you know, for someone being so close, and my dog then thinking, who's taking away my sandbox? Yes. So when the lady picked up the dog, and it suddenly changed dimensions from the coordinate plane of x, y axis to y, what? X, y to z axis, upwards. That can be confusing, you know, for your dog. I'm going to show you these cornflowers. I have no idea. Komm. Nee, bleib mal hier. Komm mal rüber. I have no idea. Guck mal hier. Guck mal. Ja, guck mal die Blume. I have no idea whether that's what they're called in English. Cornflower? Cornflower? Guck mal, die. Nee, hier. He's looking around. Guck mal. Ja, richtig. Die, guck mal, die. Oh, if I say guck mal, the subtitles say cook, like cooking some food when I mix in German. But it means look here, looky. Guck mal. Look, looky, look. Look over here, guck. He seems to like this cornflower energy, to immerse himself in there. Okay, back to the dimensions. It's not so scientific. I'm just joking. And then the thing is that he can see how the dog can move around, but he cannot somehow understand how it can suddenly be just high up in the... Yeah, he sees the woman lifting it, but it's not a natural dog movement, right? To suddenly be elevated into majestic throne perspective, which the dogs usually, especially what do you call them? Those little ones that are so squeaky with their egomanic ego. Can't think of the breed right now. So if those get lifted up because they might otherwise get stuck in a big dog's tooth for breakfast, I understand somehow if you want to save your dog's life from a fierce big one. But it confuses the big one's communication also. And then sometimes if the small ones are exaggerating really badly from up there, then of course it's uneven conditions, no? And then the big one is not allowed to react accordingly because he's the big one. Anyway, nothing happening, and then suddenly something happens. Back to baseline. Before he can go and graze by the corner there, I need to show you these. And the contrast, how nature puts them together in purple and yellow, which are quite opposite. And some juicy wild grasses still, while most of them are dry and now, we're going to graze. Another thing I wanted to show you is how I must say, with my camera sitting on my belt like this, somehow I feel better equipped. You know, my camera is I can't film my camera with my camera. So my camera is my weapon, basically. It can, because I feel equipped. Whoops, there's a dog arriving. Whoops. Woman turning. Very good idea. I feel equipped. Bleib mal hier, Rico. Guten Morgen. That's very good, you know. The dog would otherwise have been, with a little terrier craziness, been space invading in a playful intention. But I like that mine is now realizing he's on the leash, he can relax. So he starts grazing and chilling. So back to baseline. Oh, and one more time, look how the camera is sitting on my belt, the pocket. So equipped. So next corner is the main grazing corner. I thought we were there already. Again, a small dog arrived. He could hear the collar noise, metallic sound. Just now a bicycle woman from bicycles here also started. So I had to keep him in check until the woman is gone. Now I can, while he's grazing, dare to show you this little beauty here on the bush with some cute babies. I hope nothing crazy happens now with them getting out of the car suddenly, which they are. I have to be careful. So I had to just pull him away from his grazing spot there. Even though you see nothing arriving, an Uber driver just dropped off someone, and if they get off and maybe visits someone and are in a new area, they walk in this funny walk of staring in their phone, not knowing where they are. It's again that wolf approaches flock of sheep approach stroll kind of thing. A bit here, a bit there, not knowing where. We're rhyming today. And that gives him a suspicious, creepy feeling, of course, especially if he's already established property, like a grazing spot. So that's why I moved him away. I even hear a little cricket singing. And as I'm watching this field, we're looking at this field where we've been playing often, I see how it suffered from the dry of the sun, of the heavy days. Oh my goodness, something landed. And I want to point out a very beautiful, single, beautiful flower plant. There's not another one like this here, I see. Because I realize how temporary this beautiful field is. Not just because in other places where we've seen and visited the field, they just mowed it. Boing, boing. It's going crazy again. Yeah. Don't destroy this one flower, please. Huh? Boing, boing. On the other side there's a French bulldog. Doesn't like those at all. And then it's even sitting where we are often sitting. Doesn't mean no one's allowed to sit where we're sitting. It only means that in his understanding, someone's sitting in his spot. And it's off leash. So between French bulldog off leash, autumn arriving, even though summer hasn't fully unfolded yet, this is, and he's watching, of course, with this field drying, appreciating the seldom flowers that can just be mowed away any day, or even dry up, or bloom away, bloom off, bloom expire. Yeah, it just makes me realize how temporary this is. And even every time I think, don't pick the camera for this now. And then I sometimes go back a few steps and think, yes, just like now, this one flower, it's worth pulling the camera because tomorrow it may not be there, like it wasn't there yesterday somehow.